Hey everybody, it's Sugar Conroy! Welcome back to more Pokémon Colosseum! In the last episode, I said that we would be tackling Mount Battle in the next episode, and in this episode, said episode that I said in the last episode, that I took about a week and a half to release. Okay, I don't know if it was quite that bad, but I took longer than I would have liked to have released this, just for the simple fact that it's tedious. But yes. We are here at Mount Battle. What you're seeing right here is a montage of me climbing all 100 floors, so you can get an idea of just how big this area really is. Now, Mount Battle. I'd like to share my thoughts on it with you for a few minutes while we're climbing the mountain, if that's okay with you. I like Pokémon Colosseum a lot. I think the main story is a really underrated experience. Everyone should play it if they really want a different Pokémon game, and it's much better than I remember it in childhood. I said earlier in these bonus videos that I did not practice the after game, because I remembered there not being all that much to it. Let me just say this. I like Pokémon Colosseum a lot, but the aftergame is ridiculous. No, seriously, emphasizing the dick in ridiculous. It's that bad. I spent about 18 hours of gameplay purifying those 40 Shadow Pokémon that I hadn't purified during the main story. Granted, I don't think it would have taken that long if I was gradually purifying them through the main story like you're supposed to, but for this Let's Play, I wanted to give my team, like, its own spotlight and do it that way. I spent, like, 18 hours of gameplay doing just purifications, and that wasn't fun for me. And then on top of that, Mount Battle here, I say later in my commentary, because this is actually recorded separately from the 100th battle that I'm going to be doing live commentary over. This took me almost 8 hours to do. It's insane. And I feel like Mount Battle, like, granted Mount Battle, while I'm kind of glad that it's sort of easy and not necessarily hard, because it makes it a little bit less of a pain, I don't have fun playing Mount Battle. You start with 5 continues in case you get a game over. Every time you win a battle without losing a single Pokemon, you get another continue, and the battles are not challenging for me at all until around the 86th, 87th floor. And I just feel like they could have started me off in the last 20 battles, and it would have the same level of challenge. Those first 80 or so battles do nothing but test my patience and just irritate me. And I have not had a fun time playing through Mount Battle. Only during the last 10 or 15 floors would I say I was actually having fun. And to say that I spent over 20 hours playing this aftergame, which is longer than the main story took me, which is longer than what the main story took me, by the way, and I wasn't having fun for any of it, that's a serious problem. So, while I like the main game of Colosseum, I will say straight up, I don't like the aftergame, and that's part of the reason why these bonus videos took me a little while. That being said, however, I can still recommend playing through Mount Battle at least once in your lifetime. No, I don't hate you guys. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. But I still recommend that you play through it once. My reason for this is Mount Battle is an experience. Like, it really is. There's not much else that's quite this tedious, especially not in any Pokemon game. Honestly, I have a better time getting the frontier symbols and stuff like that than I do this. But it's just like, it's an experience of extreme patience testing, and it's so incredibly tedious and just is so mind-numbingly tedious is really the best way I can put it. That even though you don't have fun playing it, it's fun and exhilarating to look back on. When you're done with an area, you feel exhilarated that you got through it even though you didn't have fun playing it. It's fun to look back on. And on top of that, Mount Battle, 100 battles against Pokémon Colosseum AI? Are you kidding me? You're gonna have so many hilarious things happen over the course of those 100 battles. Not nearly every battle, but in a good chunk of them, you're gonna have funny friggin' stuff happen that'll make for really good stories. In fact, I have a few I'd like to share with you. I had a trainer with a Latios who taught it Frustration even though it had max happiness, and it did a whopping 6 damage with a legendary that was tournament banned at the time. I had a Spinda on the opponent's field use Teeter Dance to confuse all Pokemon on the field. My opponent was also using a Shedinja, so he confused his own Shedinja, which knocked itself out from confusion because it has 1 HP. And then on top of that, We also had 2 it doesn't affect Miss Drevis moments, which I'm going to show on screen right now. All of that being said, even though I didn't like playing through Mount Battle, even though I hated Mount Battle while I was playing through it, I actually really enjoy looking back on it. It sounds really crazy, and it probably is. I'm probably freaking nuts. But it's just one of those things that I think that everyone should experience if they want to feel true pain and have, you know, fun stories to look back on. Especially if you can, like, marathon it with friends or something like that. It's one of those, like, endurance tests. But, yeah, that's really all I have to say about Mount Battle. It sucks when you're playing through it, but it's really fun to look back on. Anyway, if I do XD, you guys are so gonna want me to do XD because that also has a Mount Battle in it. Oh, God. Anyway. Hope I didn't bore you too much with this post-commentary over this footage, but with that being said, we're going to return to my live commentary right now with the 100th battle on the 100th floor. Where else did you think it was going to be? Alright, here we go! 6.5 hours later, we are on number 99. If you're wondering why there is no trainer here, it's because all the trainers that you beat on Mount Battle, you kill them and then paint the number on the platform with their blood before shoving the corpse off the cliff into the lava, never for it to be found. I'm just really unstable for having played Mount Battle a lot. Anyway, so, here we go. Up the stairs. We have a really cool looking long stairway up to the summit of Mount Battle, which is the opposite of cool. You know, this is kind of a dangerous place to be. By the way, if we're playing the main story mode, the item box containing the 3rd time flute would be over here, but we're not playing the main story mode, we're playing the Colosseum mode, because it's what you have to do to get your 100% reward. So here we go. There it is, number 100, written in the blood of all the people we have taken on the way up here. That's how it's so huge. And there we are. Here is our boss. I commend you for coming. Let your eyes burn with the glory of the double battle to end all double battles. That's kind of bad translation. Alright, we have Mount Bitzelmeister Inity. If you were playing singles, you'd be fighting a guy named Infin instead. Yeah, Infin and Inity. It really sure feels like Infinity. Anyway, his team actually doesn't seem quite as tough as anything you've got up to this point. Keep in mind that battles 98 and 99 had Kyogre and Groudon, which the AI didn't use up against me, but I'm doing doubles here, meaning that I gotta pick 4 Pokemon out of my 6 to choose from. And I gotta be strategic here in choosing what I think will be effective against what he's going to use. So I'll leave you guys in the dark as to what I chose. Let's see if you guys would make a similar decision to me or not. Alright, here we go. He is sending out Machamp, level 50 through 100. It's level 50 if you're fighting this with Pokemon below level 50. It's the same level as your highest Pokemon, you know, if you're above level 50. Fighting type, guts for the ability, holding a Focus Band, Cross Chop, Earthquake, Facade, and Hyper Beam. Spells Rhydon, Ground Rock type, Lightning Rod for the ability, Quick Claw as a hold item, Earthquake, Rock Blast, Mega Horn, and Protect. I'm not entirely sure if I made a good choice here because that Mega Horn kind of scares me, but I think I'm going to go through with it anyway. Let's go. So, speaking of Mega... Oh, he missed! Oh, man, this is starting out great for me, man. Hope it continues. Let's see if we can take out Machamp. He's kind of bulky, so... Oh, take him out. Okay, so he's down. Who are you sending out next, Inity? Come on. Ludicolo, level whatever Pokemon is strongest in your party. Water Grass type, Swift Swim for the ability, Leftovers for the hold item, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Giga Drain, and Fake Out. You don't really have to worry about Rain Power in this guy up unless you have a Rain Dance Pokemon in your team, because nothing out of his 6 Pokemon could potentially have it. And wow, we're already on his last Pokemon? Starmie, Water Psychic type, Natural Cure for the ability, lacks Incense as a hold item, Psychic, Thunderbolt, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam. Starmie is honestly probably the 2nd toughest member of his team. The toughest would probably be that Salamence that he didn't use. If you're curious about the other 2 members of his team, their info will be on the screen right now. But that aside, I am hopeful that I am going to do well here because I got him down to his last 2 Pokemon rather quick. I chose Munchkin and Affection as my other 2 Pokemon. I'll be honest, on the way up here, I used Forretress in literally 1 battle For Mountain Battle, Fortress isn't exactly all that useful. I mean, maybe it is if you got patience, but I'm not a very patient person. I liked using it in the main story, though. So don't get me wrong, it's good there. But oh wow, I made a good choice switching because he would have just used Fake Out on Marshall anyway, so I made a really good decision switching there. I was switching there because I was afraid of Giga Drain, and I didn't want that Ludicolo to just drain all of Marshall's HP in a split second, undoing any damage that Psycho might have done. Let's see, Ice Beam is going to target Munchkin. Wow. Thanks for being the meat shield there, Munchkin. Thanks. That's actually kind of cool. Alright, let's see. We're going to do Psychic to finish off that Ludicolo. Let's just go for Return on Starmie, heading right for the throw. Let's see if we can do a perfect win on this. I'd like to see if I can do that. We take out Ludicolo, no problem. Dang, anticlimactic super boss is anticlimactic. Never mind. Alright, well, we didn't get a perfect victory, but we got 3 Pokemon on that one Starmie. 2 against 1 at any given moment. I think it's pretty clear that I've got this. Let's go ahead and throw out Affection just to Shadow Ball it. I don't think Affection will outspeed it, but I can hope. I can dream. I can do all kinds of stuff. Well, even though Return would be the more well, you know what? Its defense is probably pretty low. I should probably go for that. I'll go for that, yeah. So we'll go for Return and Shadow Ball. I'm going to hope that this takes it out. I knew Return wasn't going to do much, but hey, who cares? Hydro Pump! How come Hydro Pump never freaking misses when the AI does it, yet I almost never land Fire Blast? Damn, Starmie. I take back a lot of what I said about how good you're... Okay, no, Starmie is a good Pokemon. I like it. But yeah, he only knocks out one of my 4 Pokemon. I knock out all 4 of his. I think that was a pretty good victory. And I approve of your Evis battle theme. Coordination between only you and your Pokemon, but also the Pokemon among themselves is admirably perfect. That was really long, and they barely gave me enough time to read that out loud before the text disappeared, and I probably misread a couple words of it. We get almost 15,000 Poke Coupons for doing this, so if there's any item that you were hoping to get, yeah. But check it out. To celebrate your mastery of Purification and Battling, Ho-Oh arrived. For snagging every Shadow Pokemon, purifying every Shadow Pokemon, and for clearing Mount Battle, or should I say, Mount Hassle! Been waiting to say that. You get yourself the ultimate reward of Pokémon Colosseum for getting 100%. Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is kind of weird in terms of stat distribution. Its biggest stats are attack and special defense. I don't get it either. But that doesn't change the fact that Ho-Oh is a really good Pokemon. As you can see, all of its stats are off the charts. They are ridiculous. They... Really, 106 HP, 130 attack, 90 defense, 110 special attack, 154 special defense. Do I really have to say anything more about this thing? It wrecks things up. And on top of that, it is pretty much the ultimate enemy of any ice type, not only because it's a fire type, but due to the simple fact that it's the only Pokemon that learns Sacred Fire. If Ho-Oh is ever frozen, it will auto-defrost itself when using Sacred Fire, will attack the enemy in the same turn, and also has a 50% chance of burning. My only real complaint about Ho-Oh is that it's got kind of a bad type. It can be tough to use, especially in newer games with the advent of Stealth Rock. But yes, with all that, Ho-Oh is transferred to the PC. You bet I would like to save to the memory card in Slot A. We are now done with Pokémon Colosseum. There's not really anything left to show. I had a surprisingly easy run of that last battle when I wasn't expecting to. I was expecting to maybe have to re-record. No, I didn't. Let's go ahead and see what Poke Coupons we got. We got ourselves a lot of freaking Poke Coupons that we can spend. So, yeah. You are just 50 Poke Coupons short of buying these things, which is a really jerk move. I don't know why they do that. They really should just give you 15,000. But yeah, aside from these rare berries right here, you can get anything you want after clearing Mount Battle. I would not recommend clearing it again for the sake of doing it because it's a pain in the ass, and I will say this, that if I ever Let's Play Pokemon XD, that also has a Mount Battle in it that I'd have to clear to show everything in the game! And for that reason, I can tell that a lot of you want me to Let's Play Pokemon XD. Maybe someday, but it'll be a while before I do another Pokemon game, just because this one went on a bit longer than I thought it would. Okay. That and I don't like to Let's Play the same stuff all the time. I like to space apart similar games between other games. It's part of the reason why I don't only do Pokemon games. But yes! With that, we now have 100% completion in Pokémon Colosseum. I enjoyed playing this for you guys. I will say, I don't like the aftergame of Colosseum, and I think it's the most tedious crap in the world, and I don't enjoy playing the aftergame. But I legitimately enjoyed playing the main story, and I felt like this was a very nice change of pace, I suppose, from doing 3 main series Pokemon games that were pretty much the same game, same formula for all intents and purposes. And, you know, it's canonically the next game in the series after Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, even though it came out before Emerald. You get what I'm saying. So, yeah. That's our 4th Pokemon entry under the belt. Not really much else to say. I guess just to kind of give it a bit more personality, I could mention a bit of a fond memory I have with Colosseum. I know some of you might think this is boring and like I'm just padding the video at this point, and maybe I am, but one thing that I wanted to mention in my battle with Evis, but I never got a chance to because of just all the stuff that was going on in the battle, was the first time that I ever fought Evis is one of my fondest childhood memories of just playing video games in general. What happened was, I had fought Evis 6 times. I'd lost to him every time. Miserably, I might add. He was doing all kinds of stuff, like starting off with that Slacking and Slowking, skill swapping Slacking's ability away and just sweeping my team. And in fact, even when that Slowking would have Truant as its ability from skill swap, he would immediately switch out to Salamence. So we'd have a Salamence and a fully powered up Slacking both on the field together at the start of the battle, and it was a pain. I hated Evis. I honestly... Some people might disagree with me, saying that Diamond and Pearl's final boss is tougher, or maybe some other final boss. I consider Evis to be the hardest final boss in Pokemon history. I've never lost to a final boss as much as I've lost to Evis. I usually don't lose to the final bosses in Pokemon, but I did lose to Evis quite a bit. But what made it so special was that I'd lost to him 6 times. On my 7th attempt, we were both down to our last Pokemon. I had no items left. I was like flat broke. And it comes down to his last Pokemon against my last Pokemon, one-on-one. I attack him. He's at full health. I leave him with just a little more than half his HP left. He attacks me, and he does just a little more than half of my HP. So logically, next turn, I'm going to attack him. He's going to hang on with a sliver of health, and he's going to attack me and finish me off. I got so angry. When I was a little kid, I had some anger issues that I had to like get counseling for and all that. I gripped my controller, threw it against the wall. Throwing it against the wall hit the A button. It then thudded from the wall to the ground, pressing the A button again, selecting my attack, getting a critical hit, and beating Evis. Yeah. My first playthrough of Colosseum, I beat the final boss by throwing my controller at the wall in rage. Don't ever underestimate nerd rage. Anyway, though, that's really all I have to say. That's probably one of my fondest memories of playing games as a child, and it was created by this game. Pokémon Colosseum. Had to time that. Alright. I've got 2 new Let's Plays planned for you next time that'll be alternately updating throughout the weeks that those are going on. I hope to have those up in the next week or so. Maybe a couple weeks, but until then, I hope you enjoy my revisit to Pikmin 2 that I'll be posting in the next few days. See you guys then.